Local Outbreak with IPMNation.com.
Got a couple dudes on the couch over there. How are you, gentlemen?
We're doing wonderful.
Please,
doing excellent.
Please,
excellent and wonderful.
Well, that's great. Please introduce yourselves.
I'm Jason Skulls. They call me Skulls because I stick in your head.
And I'm Dre, also known as the singer and the drummer. The guy that does all the things.
All the things except the bass and the
all
that
the
other two of us do.
I feel like
one of us is missing.
You might have been exaggerating about the all things.
A little bit. Exactly.
A little bit.
He's the alpha and the omega.
I mean, everyone embellishes, but
there's always you can't embellish too much.
Right.
I should say I'm a lead singer that moves equipment.
Oh, now that is rare, but you are a drummer also, so that kind of cancels out the whole lead singer not moving equipment thing, right? I mean, that's probably why, right?
Exactly. And,
yes.
And I think that's where I mean by does all the things.
Right.
I don't leave the rest of the band hanging.
Right, yes. Well, there is only 3 of you, although there's only 2 of you here. Where's Sean? I mean, I don't know how he could miss an opportunity like this. This is big time radio right here, and it's just us 3.
Yeah, sometimes work gets in the way, you know.
Work. That's what I say.
Who needs work?
Can't be a rock star all the time.
Right, you know? Right.
If everybody could just give up their jobs and do what they want to do, maybe we'd all be happier.
I think so. Well, except that, there'd be no one to do all the things no one wants to do.
But Andre already does all the things, so...
That's true. He did say he does all the things.
He does all the things, so we're good.
Yes. And, of course, the band is Dead Harrison. We didn't mention the name of the band yet, I don't think.
No.
So, Dead Harrison.
Who are those guys? Yeah, we don't need to know.
Right. Yes.
Exactly.
Well, so Dead Harrison is here, or 2/3 of Dead Harrison is here. So, you guys are celebrating your 10-year anniversary this year, correct?
Yeah, the 10 years, man. We've been together as a band doing this thing for 10 years now, and it's like a lot of people don't think about it, and then when you do start to think about it, you're like, wow, that is actually a long time for a band to be together, especially with the way that, today's day and age, and bands coming in and going and coming in and going, and it's like, it's sticking on through.
That's right. No, that's remarkable.
Especially in our case, where it's the same 3 of us for 10 years.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, a lot of cases, like,
we haven't wanted to kill each other yet.
Or people come and go.
Did we all kill each other and
we've already
and did some spells?
We shouldn't reveal that yet.
Right.
Maybe later in we'll get to our alien abduction that happened this past weekend. But
well, this is going to be a newsworthy show. So 10 years, that is amazing. For have you guys ever taken a break? Have you ever gone on an extended hiatus or anything, or has it really been just 10 years?
Not particularly.
10 straight years. There was a couple months he went away out west. But that wasn't really a break. He just went out west, and came right back.
Let's go in and spreading the good news.
Yeah, spreading the word.
Oh, wow. Yes.
Spreading the gospel.
Oh, right.
Harrison.
Yes. Hey, where does the name come from, by the way? And we've talked about this before, because full disclosure, I've interviewed these gentlemen several times over the years on another program.
Yeah, we've known you for probably the whole 10 years we've been together. So
longer. Yeah,
longer.
Because you guys were both in other bands before this, even, right? Didn't I meet you? Both you guys?
You met me at the time where I was doing both. You might have met me before, when I was also doing some stuff with Mongrel.
Yes.
And then I think that's where things started kicking off.
Right.
With and as things evolved, we became more involved with this band also.
Yeah. And Jason, didn't I know you before as well?
No, I'd have to say we met probably because of this band.
But really?
Yeah.
I could swear I knew, or maybe I'm thinking of Sean. I don't know.
Possibly.
Well, what were you doing before Dead Harrison? Because this isn't your first band, is it?
No. Actually, come to think of it, maybe you would have known me with Roots, which is completely different than anything we're doing here.
Yeah.
It was a duo. was with Rahel. Maybe you do remember from that.
Yes.
And, yeah, and she
Yes.
sang and played rhythm guitar, and I played I called it at the time lead bass.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah, so we'd have known each other for longer than
right,
than
because
that.
I had interviewed her at that time, but you weren't there because you weren't available or something. But I did interview her about that project. But we had met then, just not that time.
Because we were on a show down the place that's down over by the river where you used to be. I forget the whatever station that was.
Oh,
We did the
Rage
psychic
Rock
show.
Radio.
We did this station. No, this
the
psychic show.
The psychic show. I was
And-
when I was
and you were
Norm's
there.
co-host.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
So yeah,
That's
okay.
right. There you go.
Sometimes it takes other people to trigger memories that I kind of. So much stuff goes through that I just forget it all.
Oh yeah, well, me too. I mean, the thing is, you meet so many people, and out in the music scene and whatnot. You can't keep track of everybody. You know
really
what I mean?
Try hard.
Yeah.
Faces are really good to remember. I can remember
Yes.
a lot of like specific like events and stuff like that. But then to go and try and pull a date until something gets mentioned, and then it's like, oh, the memory trigger.
Right. Oh yeah. No, I had an incident. This was years ago. I was at the 7-Eleven on Loudon Road in Concord, and I run into this guy who comes up to me, and he's like, hey, man, I'm really glad I ran into you. And he's like, hey, man, I'm really glad I ran into you. I've been wanting to get in touch, and thank you again for the interview, and, it really helped my band a lot. And, we got some shows because of it and whatnot. And I'm like, and he could tell by my face, I think, because he figured it out. I'm thinking, oh, no, I have no idea who this is. And then he's like, yeah, you probably don't recognize me. I really changed up my look. And then he kind of reintroduced himself. And I was like, oh, yeah. But just in the moment, like, I had no idea who I was talking to. And I was very happy that I was so helpful to his band. But when he came up to me, I was like, I don't know who this is.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
I hate those moments.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah. But he could see it. He could tell. So we were talking earlier about 10 years, and that is a long time with the same lineup. How many songs do you think you have at this point after a decade of working together? Do you even know?
Yeah, not as much as you'd think for 10 years.
Really?
Yeah, not as much as you think. I'd say about 25 or so songs.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but off the top of my head, that's the number I'm going to go with.
Yeah.
We like to think more along. We don't just pound out our songs. I mean, there's a lot of craft that goes
craft
into
our
them.
songs.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
it's like
songs we're working on now. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have interrupted. But the songs we're working on now are songs that we started writing months back, and in some cases even maybe a year back. And it's like just still getting there. It's like just testing the waters with them and not really playing anything out yet.
Yeah.
So it's like, we take a long time with the new stuff when it does come.
Do you see people like at shows? Do you see people that were around going to your shows all the way back in the beginning?
some.
Really? Yeah. That's cool. That's got to feel good.
It depends on where we're playing.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Other than that, it's always great to see an old, random, familiar face. Somebody
Yeah,
just
you'll
popping
see
in that
someone
hasn't
and go,
seen
"Oh, wow,
you in
I
so
saw you in
long,
years
and they
ago."
just want to come in. They're just like, oh man,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's just great having that connection and I mean, I know people can't make it out, and I don't expect anybody to be making it out to every show.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, too many of us at bands already kind of oversaturate our own market anyway, and nobody wants to come out and see our shows because we're playing shows every 2 weeks. Come see our show, which is great, and people need to go out and see local shows.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
Are you referring to anyone specific
No.
when you say that?
That sounds very non-specific to me. That's pretty much like just in any case, like scenario, like a lot of bands that are local to whatever area.
No, I've been in
just
bands that did that.
play. We actually have been recently branching out, trying to make that circle bigger, so we're not playing as many shows in our home area and getting further away. Like this past weekend, we just played a music festival out in the Finger Lakes area in New York State. It was
Clyde, New
It was
York.
a lot of fun. Clyde,
Oh, okay.
some little
Yeah.
town, but
It's like north of Syracuse. Yeah, it was
Wow.
a nice little drive.
Yeah.
It was a fun show, though.
Yeah. Good.
yeah, good fun show. A lot of good energy. All the bands that we played with were great bands. Nobody on the bill was bad. So
Yeah.
which sometimes happens. So
Yeah. No, I mean, you guys have always been really positive. Like I've never heard you badmouth anybody or complain about anybody, which actually is the case for most people I interview. I think people are generally pretty positive in the scene, and not really.
I mean, we're all in this together, so it's
right.
like,
Exactly.
Yeah, we all know what it
Everybody
takes, and we do the same thing. And
Yeah.
we may do things differently,
Right.
but it's a matter of like, everybody, we got to work together. We got to do these things together, and sometimes people run on the old sense where, everything's a battle and everything's a competition, and it's not. It's not a competition.
Yeah.
Do your thing and be awesome.
Right.
Be awesome to the people around you and the people that you're performing with, and help the band get off the stage and help them with their gear off the stage, because that's an extra hand.
Yep.
And people appreciate that, so many times.
Well, especially when there's only 3 of you, you need help.
Oh, we don't need help.
you were talking about us helping the other bands. Like,
Yeah,
get your stuff off the stage so we can get on. And
I thought
then
you
we
meant
can
they
go
wanted
play.
Kicking people. No, and it's not about that.
It's not about kicking them off. It's just about
No, I
giving
know.
a helping hand and just making the transitions that much smoother for everybody.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm just kidding. Yeah,
Because don't we all wish that we had roadies that helped us out and did that stuff?
Oh
with
yeah,
us?
Yes.
industry secret. We are our own roadies.
Oh well,
Yeah, you heard it here first.
for now. Yeah. So has it changed a lot in terms of playing out? Because I hear people say now, and I haven't been in a band in a while. I've been just so busy with other things, so I don't know from my own experience. But I hear people talk about how it's gotten to be a little bit more challenging in the sense that now you're competing with. There's so much you can do online, as Facebook continues to play a larger and larger role in our lives, and people are hanging out on, Facebook or Skype or whatever. You got all these streaming services. People might want to just stay home and watch something on the computer or their TV instead of going out to a show. Like, it just seems like there's more and more and more competing things, and maybe people aren't going out as much.
But there is no competition when you start to think about it, because how many shows have you watched on Facebook that sounded good? None. You may see the things.
Well, this show sounds fantastic on Facebook.
Well, it's
just very low. I'm just kidding.
Well, I'm.
Very
No,
cool.
I know what you mean, though. Yeah.
You got professional microphones in here picking up stuff. You got people. When you're doing a live.
Oh, yeah.
When you're doing a live stream at a show, you're using a phone.
Oh yeah, no, those always sound terrible.
So
yeah.
they sound horrible. So it should be, hey, if you can't make it and you want to watch the live thing, but don't make it the point to be watching the live thing
Right.
and to skip out of the show, because it's being at the show
Oh, yeah.
that you're going to get the full experience.
Right.
You're going to get the full range of sound. You're like, oh, feel that bass in my belly rumble.
Right. Yeah.
That's what you want. That's the experience.
Right.
Not looking at a little screen.
Oh yeah, totally.
So it's like, hey, if you can't make it, go and watch it, but don't make it the point to, now I can just watch it there.
Right.
Unless you're a professional kind of studio that's specifically what you do is broadcast a live performance.
Right. Yeah. So has it changed at all as far as booking shows and all that, or is
I
it
haven't
kind
seen
of?
a change.
That's good. That's good. That's
I
reassuring.
think it's pretty much the same. The thing I find more often than not is the venues that we used to play years ago just keep closing. And then you got to find new places to play, new venues. But
there does seem to be new
that,
places popping up.
Yeah, there are new places. We'll take the old places, and it is what it is.
Yeah.
But as far as audience size and people coming out, I don't necessarily feel like it's any less people.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, it's actually more people. Since we've been at this so long, and people start to know us, and we made that beer with Litherman's last year, and that was a big deal for us. And people are starting to get the name out, and we play shows like this one with you, and gets the name out, and just draws a little more interest, and more people start to show because they want to actually see us.
Yeah, yeah. And, and you guys are great live, and I can attest to that because, we used to play shows together. You mentioned Litherman's, of course, and
of course I did.
One of the guys in that, Michael Haupley Pierce, he and I were in Chemical Distance together, along with Otto Kinzel, also a three-piece, although we had a drummer, Mark, a couple shows, but we did at least a couple shows with you guys, right?
Yes.
I think.
Yeah.
Were there a few of them?
There was at least 2 or 3.
It's hard to.
No, there was a few.
I remember
of them.
playing
Seems
Lowell,
like, yeah.
I remember playing.
the Laconia
places.
one.
Oh, that
was,
Lowell show was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jewel.
I mean, they were all fun.
The,
but the
Gemstones.
Lowell, but that was a cool room. I'd never played there before, and I really like that. I don't know if it's still there. Gemstones in Lowell, is that still
Oh,
there?
Yeah,
It is?
still
I think
there.
it's
I'm not
still-
sure if it's still called Gemstones, but
Oh, okay.
it's still there.
That's a cool room.
And then Mos Eisley.
Yeah.
Did you do that one?
Why do I?
Mos Eisley.
I feel like I did, but
It was like a.
'Cause I feel like we played with
like
you there.
down in Connecticut. It was like a.
No,
was it Connecticut?
No, it was Mass.
It was Mass.
I want to
over
say
where the
like Everett
Teddy Bear
area.
Peanut Butter Factory
yeah,
area.
Peanut Butter Factory.
yeah.
That band. There was like a bunch of band spaces, and one guy like had a
Yes.
little hole
Yes.
in the band spaces
That
that
was-
we all played a show.
That was a weird show, but it was cool. It was cool. It was hard to find the place,
Yeah, it was.
but oh my
You're
god!
like driving through this big ass,
Yeah.
big factory.
You can say ass, it's okay.
Yes.
But you can get away with that. That was wow. I had forgotten about that. Was a weird show. That was a weird place, but it was really cool.
It was fun still.
It was neat. It was like because I remember we drove down and we're looking for it. I think you guys got there before we did. And we're like, where are we? And are we about to be murdered?
It did have a little murdery feel to it.
It did.
When
It felt-
pulling into that parking lot.
It
Like,
felt a little
Where are
murdery.
we?
Yeah, it felt a little murdery. But that's just rock and roll, right? When it feels murdery, you know you're in a rock band.
Absolutely.
And had we been murdered, that would have been great publicity,
Oh, for sure.
right?
All the
I
bands
mean,
would be famous. And
yes. So
all of our children would be set for life.
right. Well, I don't have any kids still, so I would not have any children who would be set for life. But I would be famous for having been murdered there. So, boy, I'll tell you, the things you miss out on. Well, never mind. But, that was a cool show. And then Laconia was, I remember playing
It was
together.
like a coffee shop or something like that.
Yeah,
but
we
it
did
was,
an outdoor thing.
and it was.
Oh,
out,
yeah,
we
yeah.
did it out in the parking lot.
It was Bike Week, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, it seemed like we were in a bad part of the town.
Because you know who else was there was Let Us Not Forget. Remember them?
That was their name.
Yes.
I totally forgot the name.
And
but,
they got in trouble for swearing.
they did get in trouble for swearing
Because it was kind of a family place, and they played a Rage Against the Machine. They played a Rage Against the Machine song.
Me.
Yes.
I won't do it. You know, like, oh boy.
We were
Like,
talking about. I just had them on the show here a couple weeks ago, and we
Okay.
were talking about that day. That's right, and you guys were there too. Yeah. Wow.
a day not to be forgotten.
Yes. Wow. Memories.
Yeah.
Now they're not forgotten.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's right. Yes. Wow. All right. Well, let's play another song. You guys got some stuff here. I'll let you pick what we play next. Do you remember what?
Let's,
Oh yeah, we remember. What do you want to do?
We're gonna say "She Dwells." We'll go a little bit more off the old school of us.
All right. And now, when you say old school, like how far back does this go?
All the way back.
5 years,
Oh, 5 years,
6 years.
6 years.
Oh,
Maybe
well,
7.
the recording.
The recording
the
is-
song itself actually, I believe, goes back to before we were a band.
Yeah, I mean, this song's been around since the beginning. This was one of the first ones. So, yeah.
This was one of the first ones you guys wrote together.
No, he already had the song.
Oh, I
There was
see.
a song
Okay.
Andre already had, so it was like one of the
It was
first
as we were. Yep.
songs.
It was like, here, guys, let's learn this.
Oh, okay. All right.
So-
Cool.
It was going right back to the early start.
Yeah, very nice. And this is from the story of Mortuus Ortis. Is that correct?
It is.
Oh, we got to talk about that when we come back.
Oh, yeah.
We sure will.
Yes.
Because
story.
that is a story.
Yes.
Of the Mortuus Ortis.
Yes, exactly. All right, so here it is. So this is She Dwells from Dead Harrison.
dance in the wind. As your thoughts deeper and thicker with the shadows of the sins. Now takes away, death leads me off. She dwells, crafted in spell, left behind the pain that's away. Older to be another day. Thoughts dance in the shadows, mind dim to the light. Alone again, but burning bright. Didn't get on the right light. Now takes away. Death leads me on. She dwells, crafted in spell, left behind the pain that's away. Only to be another day. Now takes away, death leads me on. She dwells, crafted in spell, left behind the pain that's away. Don't let to be another day. Now takes away, death leads me on. She dwells, crafted in spell, left behind the pain that's away. Only to be another day.
That's good stuff. That is Dead Harrison with She Dwells. So you guys weren't always Dead Harrison, though.
No, we weren't.
You were at one time. Mortuous Ortis. Am I saying it right?
Yes.
Okay.
There was that. I mean, that was one of the things. There's so many. If you want to really get all Latin about it, you know, it's like
Yeah, if you're gonna get
you're
Latin
supposed to like roll your R's and mortuus ortus.
Oh,
And it's
yeah.
like so.
I can't roll my R's.
No, it's just it was. It sounded cool. It was like, oh, that's kind of cool, and kind of has this creepy mystery thing to it. But yeah, and then it eventually, just to make it easier on everybody to even feel like they were somewhat pronouncing it okay, it became mortuus ortus.
Okay.
Mortuus ortus.
Yeah.
Mortuus ortus. And it just kind of like stayed there, and people still couldn't remember the name. And then it became, like people were thinking that we were like a black metal band or something because we had a Latin name.
Yeah.
So, and an artist who had done one of our some logo work for us was he does a lot of black metal band stuff. So he kind of gave the characters in some of the text
Yeah.
that he created. And so it just kind of like furthered that. Mm-hmm. And so everybody was just like, oh, a black metal band. And then when they heard us, we're not a black metal band.
Right, right.
And so it was like, all right, we got to do something to change everything.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, basically, what happened is you take Mortuus Hortus and bring it back to English. And it's dead having arisen.
Oh, that's what it means in Latin. Okay.
That's what Mortuus Hortus means in Latin.
Okay.
Dead having arisen.
Okay.
And I said that in my head, dead having arisen, as I was writing it down, and I got to having arisen, and George Harrison popped in my head.
Oh, okay.
And I just went, dead having arisen, dead Harrison, dead Harrison,
Yeah.
dead Harrison. I like the sound of that.
Yeah.
It just had like a down, but then an up.
Yeah.
And so it served the purpose well in the feeling that kind of goes along with what we are.
Right.
You know, I mean, we have kind of darker context in the terms of if you go and pick the lyrics apart and stuff, and it's not even dark in the sense of it being like bad or evil or anything.
Right.
It's just there's a certain element that, it could be looked at as a darker side, but then there is an uplift out of all the melody, out of all the thing. There's an inspiration. There's a pull to something greater.
Yeah.
And so I think that's where it ended up going. And so that's how the first album got named was, it was going to be, because I was like, well, Mortuus Hortus is dead having arisen. So we just did that act because we killed the name of Mortuus Hortus.
Right, right.
And became Dead Harrison.
Yeah.
So the first album, how prolific to be Dead Harrison and the story of the Mortuus Hortus.
Yeah, yeah.
Putting the Mortuus Hortus almost into a context of another entity.
Right. I always thought that was very smart,
But
the way you guys did that.
So
yeah.
it was to keep the familiarity that people had of the old name and transition it into the new name.
Yeah.
But also being part of the story.
Right, right. Yeah. No, I always liked the way you guys handled that. Yeah. Also, too, when it was Mortuus Hortus, I mean, did you guys have to deal with a lot of just having the name misspelled on flyers? And
Every time. No one spelled it right.
Really?
Ever.
Yeah.
It was never right.
Yeah.
There was a point where I was just like, oh, I want to start collecting these. I never really did, but I wanted to take out the clippings of like every time I start spelled wrong and like just keep them all together because it got pretty out of hand. You know?
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
It's like, this isn't right. And people couldn't say it. And it's just like this isn't working for us.
Right, right.
You know, as cool as it is, it just didn't work.
Well,
but,
even I remember in the very beginning, like when I was first starting to get to know you guys, I thought it was Mortuus Hortus.
yeah,
first.
a lot of people were saying that.
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
But it's those double U's
Right.
that make it
Not
the
W, double
us.
U's.
Double
two
U's.
U's.
Yes,
Two U's.
yes,
Double
yes.
U's.
So when you did the name change, was that something like all three of you were on board with? Was there any kind of, or did any of you have kind of a thought of, it's risky to change the name. It's kind of like starting over.
We knew we wanted to change the name. We knew we kind of needed to.
Yeah.
First time I had it, I actually had a little bit of a chuckle. And then the first time I said it to my girlfriend, Lucretia of Lucretia's Daggers, she as well also had a chuckle.
Yeah.
And then I said it to someone else and they also had a chuckle. But you know what? After that initial chuckle, everyone started just kind of feeling it. You know, it kind of just does feel right. And we've been using it and it's like I couldn't even imagine like not using Dead Harrison. It's just like
Right.
it makes so much sense to me.
Yeah.
And a lot of people ask, "Oh, well, what do you sound like?" And I'm like, "Oh, we sound just like the Grateful Dead and George Harrison, but not at all like that.
Right.
Nothing at all like that."
Right. Now the band has been Dead Harrison at this point probably longer than it was Mortuus Hortus, right?
It was only Mortuus Hortus for 3 years.
Okay. Yeah.
So it was a good trial.
Right.
And enough time to see if it stuck, and it didn't stick. So it was like, no.
Yeah.
You just got to make that judgment call, and you know, do we fight a battle with our name and recognition, or do we do a little something that's a little bit more recognizable? For people?
Right.
And also, it kind of colors it colors our story a little bit more.
Yeah.
You know.
You know, one thing we get a lot, or at least I know I get a lot, is people ask, "Well, you know, who is Dead Harrison?" they kind of want to know,
Right.
Like what they
Is
they
it a
know there must be some
character?
there must
Yeah.
be something. It's like
Yeah.
it's like, oh, Dead Harrison is kind of a mystery,
Yeah. Oh.
It's like little tidbits will come out.
He's a
I
little
think
bit of all of us.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I think a little more information will come out as time goes on, but I think Dead Harrison will remain a little bit of a mystery.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Well, so how do you, like, for people who haven't heard your music, I mean, how do you describe it? Everyone always hates to kind of try to categorize their own thing, but I mean, you guys do sound unique for, like, I don't know anybody around here who sounds like you guys, but I hear certain influences, like Dre, you kind of remind me a little bit of Danzig, the way you sing, and you've probably heard that before. I
Sometimes,
assume. Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. I mean, in a good way.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I hear many things, and different people hear the band in different ways too.
Yeah.
And it strikes them that they'll hear other stuff that
Right.
we don't necessarily hear in it ourselves. I mean, people saying, catching a Pink Floyd or a Tool moment or
Yeah.
a Nevermore moment or there's just a
There's
very
a lot
wide
of
range.
Yeah, a lot of people listen to different things, and then they hear us, and they gravitate to something that they're familiar with.
Yeah.
A lot of people who don't really know much about metal, they hear it and they go, "Oh, Black Sabbath," and that's okay, that's a big blanket statement because like pretty much everyone ends up sounding like Black Sabbath,
Right.
if you do kind of like what we're doing. But you do get the people that say like, oh, I hear Alice in Chains, or I hear, like you said, or like I hear Corrosion of Conformity, or I hear this group or that other group in you, and it's like, and sometimes people say stuff that like I wouldn't even expect, or something that I don't particularly listen to myself, and I go, oh
Yeah.
wow, it's kind of cool that you get that. I mean, the three of us all have like similar but very different musical, what's the word I'm looking for? Our likes, our tastes.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's similar but very different. Like, and we just all take what we have and put it into this with each of our own personalities, and every song becomes, just a mesh of
stoner, doomy,
whatever we do, yeah.
punk, metal rock.
Yeah.
Wherever the influence is coming from,
Yeah.
and going through us, that's what comes out.
Yeah, yeah. So what do you guys have planned for? So you mentioned the big show that's this Sunday. Do you have a lot of shows planned for the summer, or
Yeah.
what?
Actually,
We have
let's
some
see.
big stuff coming up for sure.
We got July 19th. We're driving all the way out to Toledo, Ohio,
Wow.
to do a show at Frankie's Underground.
Okay.
So that's going to be super fun. We're doing that with Sepsis, actually.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah,
They're
we're
joining
going
us
on
on
the
a
road
little
together.
road trip.
Very nice.
Going up there to play with Shadow Lounge. And, and then August 24th, we got Wave Breakers,
That's
which
gonna
is
be a
out
big
at
deal.
Hampton Beach.
Oh, okay. Is that
Yeah.
new?
Yes, it is a
It
new
is new,
venue,
okay.
and it's an awesome new venue, and it's going to be one hell of a show. So, and that's another one that we're working with Sepsis on. And
Oh,
we're-
cool.
Yeah, the
where
Wave Breakers
this
is as in we are breaking waves, and
Okay.
this is going to be a really big deal show for us to be on, like kind of more of a showcase for all, not just us, but all the bands. It's going to be like a big showcase.
Yeah.
and
For the
being
people
right
out at
on
the
the
beach to
beach,
do
it's just a,
Check it out.
you can't beat the beach shows. Those are like the best shows to play because it's just you have a nice beach day. It's awesome out. You're playing. Just people are coming and going
Yeah.
all night because you're at the beaches. Those are I don't know. We've played in Salisbury before, and
Yep.
had a really good time. So I think this will be our first time playing out in at Hampton Beach together.
Okay.
So.
Oh, very good. Very good. Is there? You mentioned Sepsis a couple times. Is there anybody
Yeah.
else that you guys play with a lot in the scene?
There's a few bands that we play
Yeah,
with more often than others.
Yeah.
One of the bands we play with a lot, and they're playing with us at the 10-year anniversary show, is the Negans.
Okay.
I don't know if you're familiar with The Walking Dead at all.
I've never seen it.
Okay. Well, anyway, long story short, there's a character named Negan, and these other guys that we know from various other bands all had an idea, like, hey, it would be fun to have a band called the Negans and write songs about The Walking Dead. And they've been doing that for a few years, and they're all great guys, and
Wicked
we have
fun.
a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We have a lot of fun playing with them, and just love them to death. So we've done a lot of shows with them. We've played, with my girlfriend and band, Lucretia's Daggers a bunch of times. Being so close, it's kind of easy
Right.
to play with them a lot. There's definitely Posse that we've played with a lot of times, all throughout the years. And, a few others for sure that we've played with more often than others. But, there's always new bands coming through, which is nice. And
Yeah.
we play with a lot of different people, and it's great.
Because we've just recently done a couple shows with like Lobotomobile, and Illusion's
Yeah.
End is firing back up.
Lobotomobile is great. I've never met them or seen them live or interviewed them, but I found them on Bandcamp.
Oh, yeah,
they're really,
And
they're a lot of fun.
I've played a couple of their songs on the other show that I do, and they're awesome. They're awesome. Yeah, I like them a lot.
Yeah, they have a really fun video where they're driving around in a van, and just taking people.
Yeah.
Is that Band Candy?
Yeah, that's
Oh wow,
Van Candy. Yeah,
that's cool. And so you mentioned also too. Is it Lucretia or Lucretia?
Lucretia.
Lucretia's Daggers. So I thought they were done. Did they take a break or?
Guitar player moved to the other coast,
Okay.
so the band kind of dissolved, and so yes, the band kind of ended. However, she is actually trying to find somebody new to replace that because
Oh, good.
she can't not have a band.
They had
she
a
realized
lot
she's
of-
like, I need to still do this, so she's in process of trying to find a new guitar player to replace him.
They went through a
So
lot
that's
of
what happened.
lineup changes, if I remember correctly.
Exactly. Yeah, they've been together they've been an entity longer than Dead Harrison has.
Yeah.
been.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, unfortunately, not all bands are lucky enough to
Yeah.
have that cohesive thing where everybody stays. There's always something. Somebody, gets bored of the project, or
Right.
somebody moves away. This isn't the first time someone's actually moved out of state. It's probably actually the third time I've seen someone move out of state that was
Really?
in her band. Yeah, I don't know. Driving them all away. Of course I kid. I kid,
Massachusetts. What do you expect? Massachusetts will drive anybody away.
Oh no.
Yeah, but yeah. So she's trying to do the thing.
But well, let's play another. What do you guys want to play next? We got another. Well, we got a couple more songs. Do you remember what we have?
We sure do.
So I think that this one was our little cover
It is. It's a very special cover.
from
Oh yes,
an old band
Yes.
that some people really hate and some people really love, and we did our own thing to it.
Who hates them?
Oh, I've
I'm
heard
being
it.
I'm being vague. I don't want to say who it is because I don't want to ruin the surprise of what song it is when I start to play it. But really, you've heard people say they hate them.
Yes.
Oh yeah, for sure. Not everybody's a fan of everything.
Well, those people are communists. How dare
Huh.
they?
Damn commies.
Yes. All right. So we'll play this. Well, I'll go ahead and say the title. It's Bad Moon Rising, as done by Dead Harrison. And this is from All for None.
Yes.
When did this come out? Is this the most recent one?
Yeah.
I thought so.
Within the past 2 years.
Okay.
Year, maybe. Year and a half.
Okay,
It's
yeah.
somewhere around there.
So
We still don't have it on disc yet, but you can find it on Bandcamp.
Yes, absolutely.
So,
All
and-
right.
I see bad moon rising. I see trouble on the way. I see earthquakes and lightning. I see bad times today.
that was great. Bad Moon Rising from Dead Harrison.
So close.
Do you guys do any other covers? I always say you can tell a lot about a band's influences by the covers that they do.
Yeah, we do a few covers. Not a tremendous amount, but there's a few of them.
Yeah.
We do a little Black Sabbath medley of Electric Funeral and Sweet Leaf, kind of blending the two songs together in like a little Oreo cookie.
Yeah.
And then we cover a Typo Negative song.
Oh, what? What do you cover?
The Dream is Dead. We actually decided to cover that one after the death of Mr. Steele.
It was actually
yeah.
It was actually that day that we all found out the news, that everybody heard, and we had a band practice that night, and the following week we had a show that was coming up, and we collectively were like, let's learn one of their songs tonight, and we will play it at our show. Yeah, and, exactly, and we'll play at the show next week in memory of. And we did, and we've played that since, of course.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we have one more song to play, so we'll end with this. But before we do, guys, anything else you want to mention? The website, anything?
Deadharrison.com. Go there. Go to Facebook. Go check it out. Like the page. Talk to us. Find us. Come out to a show. Go support some good local music. It's happening all over the place.
Yes.
So it's just a matter of finding it.
Yes.
Getting out of your little box.
That's right.
And going and doing something different.
Oh, a box, like a cat. They like boxes.
Like a cat box, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Gentlemen, is it alive or is it dead? We don't know.
Well, I hope it's alive.
You won't know until you get there.
Dead cat. That's kind of gross. Ooh. Yikes. That gives me the willies.
Dead cat in a suit.
Oh, well, no. Oh, no. Not a dead cat.
Yeah, Schrodinger reference. Wow.
Oh, my goodness. All right, guys. Well, this has been wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Cream Master.
Yes, I am the Cream Master. Thank you all for listening, and we will leave you with this. This is Black Collar, another great track. This is from All for None as well, by the great band Dead Harrison. Guys, thank you again.
Outbreak with IPMNation.com.